This is your daily encouragement. I'm Dr. Kevin Agarth. We're down at Marriage Partners Studio. Why don't you take a look around with us? Hi, I'm Dr. Kevin Agarth, and this is Marriage Partners Ministry. I'm so glad you've come to see this video today, and I just want to really encourage you to take some time to invest in your marriage and to have a powerful, good marriage. Today, I want to talk to you about modeling. Modeling a great marriage for your children. You know, I was thinking about this a little bit, and I was thinking, if we could all have a great model for marriage to live by, to live up to, how much easier would it be? And I would like for each and every one of us to give that great model to our children of how to have a wonderful, wonderful marriage. So for example, a great model of marriage is when you come home from work, you take some time and you greet your wife at the door, you greet your spouse, and you spend some time connecting with them and talking with them. Meet them with a hug, meet them with a kiss, meet them with some affection. And then as the evening goes on, you can have signs and symbols of care spread out throughout the whole evening, spread out throughout the weekends and holidays, signs and symbols of care. Now we refer to these things, and by the way, signs and symbols of care are very specific, and there are very specific amounts and kinds. And we cover those, we call them love raisers. In the Marriage Partners Ministry nomenclature, we call them love raisers. And I talk all about them and explain what they look like in our home DVD study course. But if you can begin to model this affection and create this climate in your home of signs and symbols of care and affection, it's going to be a powerful model for your children. And when they get older, and they go out into their own life, and they go out into their own marriage, what's going to seem very intuitive for them is the model they witnessed day after day after day in their own marriages. And I think that's just awesome. Another thing that I really want to encourage you to do is to model for them time. You've got to take time to grow your marriage. It requires time. We have what we call the policy of 14 hours. Again, it's covered in our home DVD study course. And you'll just learn so much about the time requirements. A recent statistic that came out was that couples that fall into an affair, they're spending at least 14 hours a week together. It's a time. There's a time kind of requirement or parameter that's involved in these things. And so I'd like you to spend time with your spouse. Give them your focus, your undivided attention is so important, modeling that for the children. In today's society, we are so busy running our kids to this event, this thing, that thing. And none of those events are bad, but if they're giving way to what's better, then it becomes a problem. And so if you actually you won't hurt your kids by telling them, we can't do this event right now. We can't take more on our plate right now because mommy and daddy love each other and we want to have time for each other to make our relationship flourish. This isn't going to hurt the children. This is going to greatly improve their sense of security, their sense of happiness. And as they go out into their own marriage, they're going to want to take those same time parameters in their own marriage, and they're going to have a wonderful marriage of their own. The inheritance you give them by healthy, positive modeling is way more important than financial inheritance. It's just incredible. So how would this look, giving your spouse attention? Well, so you men, you maybe will kind of hear what I'm saying here? If you're sitting down and you're watching your football game and you're really into this game, and your wife comes up and she wants to talk with you, and she wants to talk about something that she feels, I'll stress that, she feels is really important. Listen, you have a decision to make. Am I going to do what I feel is really important, which is this football game? Or am I going to do what she feels is really important, which is she wants to talk about a problem she had at work? Here's what I want to encourage you. Shift your thinking. Don't think about which is more important. Think about, okay, what she wants to talk about or my game. Think about this. Is my game more important than my marriage? Because that's really what it comes down to. You stop the game, hit pause. Give her your attention, because it's going to make your marriage grow and flourish and be beautiful. She's going to feel loved and wanted. This is so important, to give your time and to give your attention, to model that for your children. Let them see you giving your time to your spouse. Really important here. Let your children see you resolving conflicts in a positive way. If you have trouble resolving conflicts, if you sweep them under the rug, or if conflicts always end up in fighting, we've got a course here called Marital Negotiation. It'll totally revolutionize the way you handle problems and conflict. It'll be a game changer for you. You'll find it very, very helpful. Now listen, resolving conflicts for your children to see in a positive way is just incredible, because as they go out into their own life, they'll resolve their conflicts. They'll resolve their marital issues in a positive way. Now, some people might say, let's not let children see that there's any problems. Mom and dad will only talk about these things, separate or in another room or whatever. Now, if you resolve conflicts poorly, you better get into another room or separate yourself. But once you learn how to resolve your conflicts in a way that creates and sustains romantic love, then let your children see that process. Let them see that model for their life. When a child will want to resolve conflict on their own. In fact, I've had many stories where a person tells me, my kid comes to me, they tell me that they have conflict and they want to resolve conflict. That's interesting. What seems so fun about conflict in their family? Interesting, isn't it? Well, when mom and dad have a conflict, what do? They put on some gentle music. They put a fire in the fireplace. They set aside time. They put the coffee on. They maybe will have some chocolate. They make it a beautiful, peaceful, patient experience to discuss their feelings, how they feel about this area of conflict. They work it out in such a fun and peaceful and positive way that the experience is desired by their children. I mean, isn't that incredible? That's just incredible. And so then as these children go out into their own lives and they have their own marriages, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to resolve their conflict in such a positive way. That's how you sustain love. You see, life isn't always, on high points. There's ups and downs. But it's how we handle, particularly the downs, that makes all the difference in the world. Very, very important. Now, I have some people that occasionally will say, when I come home from work, I don't feel like showing my wife a lot of affection. I don't feel like having a conversation at the door right when I get in. I don't feel like being positive sometimes. And they say, hey, I just want to keep it real. Okay, this scares me a little bit. Listen, we go to work every day. Most of the time, not because we feel like it, but because if we don't, there's consequences. And when we do go, there's benefits. We get to have a paycheck. When we drive down the road, most of the time, we don't feel like going the speed limit, right? We feel like driving faster. We feel like maybe if you're just driving, you're contemplating, you might feel like driving slower than you ought to. There are consequences and there are benefits. And I want you to think about modeling for your children in these terms. let's get what we want, how we feel about it. Let's get that out of the way and use some thoughtful consideration. I'm going to get how I feel out of the way because there's a consequence to if I act on how I feel sometimes. Now, if I show my wife lots of consideration, admiration, respect, love, affection, the benefit is that we're going to have a great marriage. And so I'd like you to keep your focus on that. And you know, if you really get hung up on, I just want to keep it real, I just want to behave how I feel like behaving, we've got something on our website, Marriage Partners Ministry. And in the blog section, you can search there, and it's called Broken Philosophies. And I really want to encourage you, if this is a hang-up of yours, to take a look at that, Broken Philosophies. I think it'll change your mind. And my goal, you know, is not to ever tell somebody that they're doing something wrong. I just want to show people the best way. I want to add value to people. I want to add value to your marriage. Marriage Partners Ministry. I want to partner with you to help you to have an awesome marriage. So if you found any value at all, and I'm sure you have out of this video, I want to ask you to please leave a comment. You can ask questions in the comments and I'll address those, and share it with a friend of yours so that you can add value to their marriages through me. Remember, we're doing that giveaway of a free cell phone, and so we're getting a database of all the people that share, and those that do, you go in the database, and then we're going to be giving away a cell phone. So that deal is still running, and I hope you're the winner. Remember, what you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. Thank you.